Emmeline.
And I'm Kindy.
And welcome to Stuff with Moms, a podcast about shows, stories, and enjoying life.
All right, Emmeline, how was your week?
It was really nice. We had a great week. One exciting thing is that Kyle got a different job and we are going to be moving.
Dang. So where to?
We are going to move to South Carolina.
So much farther away.
It is. It is far away.
But it'll be good.
It will.
I guess.
This was the one where, that we felt like this is it. This is the right one for us. Yeah. And I don't know why, because neither of us has ever lived back east, so.
Oh, really? Not even you?
Nope, not even me.
Oh, dang.
Yeah. I've been central and then west and very west. And so if Alaska's considered very west, I don't know. So.
Sure.
Anyway.
Yeah.
So
Alaska and Hawaii is very, very west.
Yeah. So we have been just crazy trying to figure stuff out because he starts in less than a month, like his first day. And
Dang.
Yeah. And it's summertime, so you got like trips and activities and things, and you're like, where are we going to pack? And when are we going to clean our house really good so we can sell it? And, all the things.
Oh, that's true, yeah.
So many things. And yeah, it's crazy.
Gosh.
It's been
and
crazy.
Then, and you got to get the kids registered for school.
At a new school. But that's when we get there, because we don't even have an address yet.
That's true. But so you don't even know like what city you're gonna live in?
We know what city.
Okay.
We are gonna rent for a while we find, the right area to buy a house in. So yeah, that's gonna be. So yeah, this weekend's been a little bit crazy.
Yeah.
What about you?
Is the company gonna pay for you guys to move, or
yeah, they're giving us a moving allowance, so that's nice.
Oh, nice. Yeah, that is nice. So are you gonna store anything or just move it all?
That's the thing, is we're debating like what stuff do we give away, what stuff do we take to the dump, what stuff do we sell. What, or do we like pack it all and just move it all, and then gradually while we're there, yeah, and then gradually while we're there, do we replace things and get rid of the old stuff, or do we just go, bare bones and gradually replace stuff that way? I don't know. There's so many questions and so many things where we're like, we don't know yet. And we have very little time to figure it out, so it's gonna be exciting.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. And crazy.
So how was your week?
Well, I'm not moving, so not as crazy. So that's nice. But I did have to work a lot. I'm trying to wrap up a couple of clients to get them off my plate so I don't have to deal with them anymore. So one night I worked till like 4:00 in the morning. Okay, I take that back. It was like 3:00, and then I just spent that extra hour going through my email and like moving things. So I don't know if you'd count that, but yeah. And then Saturday I just kind of slept in, and then we took the kids to the Spanish Fork Park. It's like the All Abilities Park. It's really cool. It's got like a play area, and then it's got a splash pad. So
that's fun.
Yeah, it is really cool, and it's close and free for us. So
do the kids love it?
Super cool. Yeah. Oh yeah, Anders loves it. I was actually surprised because we didn't stay there for very long. So I thought we were gonna get a little, not a panic attack. Why can't I think of what it's
meltdown,
called?
tantrum.
Yeah, thank you. Yes, tantrum. But he was actually really okay with it. Adventure Heights in Spanish Fork is what it's called. It's really cool.
Cool.
So yeah, and then we let them play in the water, and so
So is it
that was
warm
awesome.
there?
Yeah. It was kind of windy. Is it not warm where you're at?
Kindy, it is so cold right now. Like the
Is
other
it?
night, I came home from work. It was 32 degrees outside.
Oh my
And so,
gosh.
for those of you who do it in Celsius, that's 0 degrees Celsius.
Oh my gosh.
It's been cold.
Brutal. Yeah. So the weather has been weird, but it was actually good weather. And so it was like in the 70s.
Oh, that's nice.
So way warmer. Yeah, we wouldn't be doing it
But
if it
that's
was 0 degrees Celsius.
oh well, that's at night. During the day it's
Yeah.
like
But
in the
still,
50s.
yeah, I'm not letting my kids get in water if it's in the 50s. I'm like,
Uh,
where's a hot tub?
yeah.
Hot springs, here we
But
come.
that's the
So,
funny thing is we're moving from like this like wonderful summers. Like summers here are the best. Like you can go outside
yeah.
and enjoy it and just stay out there all day. At night you're like, "Okay, I want to go inside and get warm." But
Yeah.
but like all day long you can just be outside the whole day.
Yeah.
And it's wonderful. And we are moving to
That
South
is
Carolina where it is hot and muggy and there is no winter. So we'll go from 15 feet of snow that we got this year to 0.
yeah, that's true. You know what though? You get awesome thunderstorms and
Yes.
fireflies.
Oh my
So
gosh. Both
kind of a
bonuses because I love
trade-off.
both
Yeah.
of those things.
Right?
Yes. I love watching the thunderstorms approach. Like
Yeah.
seeing them
'Cause you'll
roll
be able
in.
to.
Yeah. Like
Yeah.
there won't be mountains in the way.
No. Nope. There won't be. That's one thing I do because we lived in Arkansas for 4 years. And that's one thing that I really do. The two things that I miss are the fireflies and the
The thunder.
storms. Oh,
Me too.
so
Those are the
nice.
two
Yeah.
things I miss from being in Illinois. And all the deciduous trees. Ah,
Yeah.
deciduous trees are my spirit animal, if trees are animals.
They grow, they're living, so sure. I mean, they're not, but we'll pretend.
Okay.
Just for you.
Thanks.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Yeah, the greenery. And then at night where you can hear all of the something loud. Sometimes when I watch
The
movies,
noisy
I can
bugs.
hear yeah, the super noisy bugs. I can hear in the background. I'm like, oh. Except then the rush of memory of the humidity comes, and I'm like, no. That's one thing that would I'd like to have go away. It's hotter and it's colder.
Yep.
Over there.
Yep.
In that region. That's true. Oh man. And then we went to my in-laws' house and spent time with them, and that was nice. We hadn't seen them in a long time, so that
Aw,
was nice.
that
Yeah.
is nice.
So it's been a a nice weekend to top off the lots of hours. Although not lots of hours. It was just like an extra 4 hours, but man, it felt like extra.
Millions.
Yeah. Yeah. I just got to get this. Yeah. Anyway, work. So fun and not at the same time.
For me, it is Obscure Holiday with Moms.
Yeah.
Okay, so everybody, it is time to haul out your prized possession of video games and dust them off because National Video Game Day happens on July 8th.
Woo! Happy birthday, Matt. You can play your video game.
So, Video Game Day is just what it sounds like. It is a day to sit back and play your favorite video game if you want to. So, whether it's an old one, a new one, you want to go give yourself an excuse to go buy that game that you've wanted, you know.
You can say, honey, it's video game day. I got to go buy it.
And it's just there's a lot to choose from. There's a lot of different consoles and or apps or compute, like you can play video games all over the place. So yeah, there's lots
Anywhere,
to choose from.
anytime.
Yeah. So a big thing that a lot of gamers enjoy doing is they go to conventions, they'll dress up. A lot of companies will have chances for you to buy exclusive gaming merchandise.
Wow.
Yeah, and there's tons of ways that you can like stream watching video games if that's your thing, watching other people play games on Twitch and YouTube, you know, to kind of improve what you are trying to accomplish in your game. So it's just a happy day for all you gamers out there. And the reason I picked this one is because Lorenzo is my little gamer and Clark is my little gamer. They both love video games, and that's their like reward when they've accomplished their jobs and their chores and other things, that they get to have some video game time.
That's awesome. All right, so I've got word of the week, and I picked yips. Emmeline, what do you think yips means?
Yips is the sounds dogs make.
Yips. Nope. That is a really good guess. It's actually kind of could be that, because yips, especially the little yappy dogs. So yips is kind of a play on the one that you did with the Gym Jams a few episodes ago,
Okay.
where yips refers to a state of nervousness that affects an athlete, such as a golfer, when they're about to make an important move or play. It is almost always used in the phrase the yips.
Oh,
Yeah. So
that's fun.
all right, and then Emmeline, you've got our good news for the
I
week.
sure do. And this story is kind of, it's fascinating to me because I love animals. So this is a story about Lucy Humphrey. She's 44 years old, and she was told she had 5 years to live by her doctors. They said the odds of her finding a donor for her kidney was 1 in 22 million.
Holy crap.
Yeah, Lucy spent years on the waiting list until she found her savior by total coincidence on a Welsh beach. So she and her partner had taken their dogs, Jake and Indy, to the beach, and Indy kept running off to a stranger about 100 yards away and wouldn't leave her alone. Lucy's like, we kept going over there and apologizing and bringing him back, and Indy just kept going back over there. So eventually they asked her to join them. They're like, our dog keeps bothering you. Do you want to join us at our barbecue? And she was like, yeah. And they started chatting and eating and drinking. And the stranger Indy was bothering turned out to be Katie James. And when Lucy mentioned the fact that she couldn't drink alcohol as she was on dialysis, Katie revealed that she had recently joined the kidney donation register to make an altruistic donation. And then they swapped telephone numbers, and Lucy said, to be honest, I didn't think anything else would come of it. Mm-hmm. And then after blood tests and scans, the result came back that Katie was a perfect match. And that's what I needed, Lucy said. So the transplant took place October of 2022. Katie and Lucy remained friends since the donation and have a group chat, which they've dubbed the Kidney Gang. So Indy just could sense those things. Just made that possible for her owner to get that kidney that she needed.
That is awesome.
Yeah. So cool.
That is so cool. Yeah. Yeah, they've done a lot of studies about dogs being able to sniff things like people having seizures or something. I remember some study with something like that. It's amazing what animals can do, and that's awesome that The dog's like, I don't want you to die, and you two smell the same. So how
Yeah,
about you two get together
and
and you'll
figure
help
this
each
out.
other live? Yeah.
Oh, I
My
mean,
job's done.
what a cool person.
Yeah,
Just there's good people all over the world, and
there
we
is.
can help each other out.
We can.
It's so nice.
We can. That is so nice. That's amazing. I wonder how long she had like uh the lady who put her name in to be a donor, how long ago she did that before they met.
She had recently joined the kidney donation register.
That's awesome.
So,
I love that. That's a great story.
mm-hmm. Now, we are having an interview today. A little bit about her is that she loves her family. She has a super ability to make those around her feel like they are on top of the world. She has 3 cats and enjoys eating old-timey candy. She has a podcast, and we'll have a link for it in the show notes. I will be interviewing Kindy about her military experiences. The cool thing is this was actually a request from a few of our listeners. So,
Which is awesome. We're happy that we can provide what you want.
yes, yes. So here we go. Okay, Kindy,
All
what
right.
branch of the military did you serve in, and from when to when?
So I served in the National Guard, Army National Guard, and I joined in 2005. And I actually got like a bonus if I went to basic in November. So I joined in 2005, and I think it was like 4 or 5 months before I even had to go to basic. And I served all the way until 2009. And then I had 2 years of inactive reserve. I can't remember, IRR, I think is what it's called, inactive ready reserve, where you can be called, but you don't have to do any military training or anything like that. So,
Oh, cool.
and that was until 2011. So that was 2009 to 2011,
Was
the
the
year I met
IRR.
Matt. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, where did you serve? I mean, National Guard's pretty much your station at home, but like, I know you went a couple places. So,
Yeah. So I was deployed to Afghanistan. And so funny enough, I actually went to the same base that my brother went to in 2003 that he helped set up.
oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
Is that the only place that you left the country for?
No, so with the National Guard, you have 1 weekend a month that you serve with your unit, and then 2 weeks out of the year, you have to do some sort of training. And you can do it with your unit, you can do it with other units. This specific year, I was able to, my older sister had moved to South Korea. And so there was training that I could do in South Korea. And then I was able to stay a week longer and then head home after that. So I stayed there for 3 weeks. 2 weeks was my military training, and a week after that was just playing with my sister. It was so cool.
That
It was
is cool.
awesome. And then
Fun in Korea.
yeah, and then Korea. So those are the only 2 places I went to in the military. So yeah.
And then the rest of the time you were just stationed. Is it are you called stationed, or is it just
Yeah.
you report to?
Yeah, I just reported. It was out of Orem, Utah. It's where we were at. I don't know if it's still there, but it's an extension of the Utah Valley University campus on the east side. Oh my gosh, east side of I-15.
Okay.
So
Oh,
yeah,
cool.
and South Korea, we started in Seoul, and then I went to Camp Humphreys. Oh my gosh. Now I'm like questioning where I went to. Because that is Camp Humphreys was where I went. It was really cool. I met this lady, and she uh, did cornrows, and I reported with cornrows in my hair, and then nobody got mad at me, which I was really surprised. I didn't get in trouble, which is shocking, but Anyway, there's this white girl with cornrows in my hair. I mean, it was in a bun, so it was still fit regulations, but I was definitely
Pushing the line.
yeah.
Uh,
Yeah.
okay, so what was it that made you want to join the National Guard over the Army National Guard over any other branch or service?
I don't know, to be honest with you. I think it's because the ex brother-in-law, he was full-time Army, and I don't even know what it was that was like, I'm gonna do the National Guard versus Army full-time. I have no idea. I just know that I went and I talked to a recruiter, and then it just kind of went from there.
Oh, just all fell into place.
Yeah, so the other thing too is that I was kind of aimless. I didn't like really have any direction of where I wanted to go in my life. I was 2 years out of high school, quote unquote, saving for college, which wasn't happening. And I just kind of really had no direction. I didn't really know what I wanted to do with my life, and so my ex brother-in-law was kind of talking to me about it. And I don't know, he just made it sound fun, which I know is super weird. But that's kind of what got me, was how he talked about it. And then there's, you get bonuses when you sign up, and which I did, but I don't know. I think it was something that I needed at the time of my life to kind of give it direction, because I was just like, I don't know what I'm doing with my life. I'm just here having fun with Emmeline, and I don't know what I'm gonna do. So yeah,
we were kind of all over the place, were we?
yeah, we were.
Okay.
I mean, I wanted to get married and have kids, but it's like I got to do something until that part of my life happens, if at all. I mean, you don't know what's gonna happen when you're young, and I mean that's the dream, or it's not. I don't know. Depends on who you are, but that's something I wanted for sure. But I didn't know that would actually kind of get put on hold, but it did give me the direction in my life that I needed.
You guys should know this about Kindy, is that she's so amazing, and guys everywhere knew it. They all like I
don't know about that.
Like, no, every boy would come in and be like, hey, and I'd be like, hey, and they'd be like, so when's Kindy gonna be here? And I'd be like,
oh. You're like,
no, but really, like, she's amazing and wonderful, and all the boys knew it and wanted to date her. So
they weren't the boys that I was interested in. So right. I think the ones that I was interested in were like, yeah, whatever.
That's always the way. But we found who we found, and we got the guys we like. So it worked out. It did. For both of us.
It did. Because I'm pretty sure even if I dated the guys that were interested, I'd be like, yeah, no. That's definitely the one for me.
Nope.
It worked out.
We found our guys. Okay.
We did.
So this interview is going awesome, and I have a bunch more questions for you, but it's kind of going long. So we'll take part of this and stick it in another episode, and that will leave you as listeners something enticing to look forward to. Okay. So thanks, Kindy.
Yeah.
Thanks for your service.
Well, it was fun to serve. It really was. It's weird to say with the military, but it was. I could have definitely gone full time and enjoyed it.
Oh, that's awesome. I have a story for us, and it was something. So I bought lettuce, a week or two ago, and the lettuce, they wrap it in like this piece of plastic, right? And then there's like this little knot at the end. And so usually I'm like, whatever. And I rip the thing open, right? The plastic open to get to the lettuce.
Too, I'm sure.
But I was like, I am going to undo this little weird knot that they have on here. And so I was standing at my kitchen counter and I'm just like trying to undo this knot. And come to find out, it wasn't a knot. It was like a folded over, crisscrossed over each other part of the plastic wrapped around the lettuce. So I'd been spending like several minutes trying to attempt to untie this plastic knot that wasn't a knot at all. But while afterwards, it made me think of this story. So when we were kids, and I don't know the reasoning behind it. I'll have to ask my dad. But he would tie us up and have us untie ourselves. That sounds so weird.
Really?
I don't know if we're like bugging him or something. And so he's like, if I tie him up, then that will occupy him for a while. Or if he wanted to like train us to undo knots. Or, but anyway, I liked it. And so I would go to him.
Annoying.
It probably was.
And he needed some time before you guys got out and came back to bug him about something.
I'm sure.
He's like,
but I liked it. And so every once in a while I'd be like, hey, Dad, can you tie me up? And then I'd practice untying the knots. But that's what made me think of, because like my dad tied us up sometimes.
That's awesome.
Now get out of that one.
Yeah, right?
Oh.
Good luck.
I'm sure it was because like he was teaching us knots. Like I was little. I don't remember all the particulars, but I was so proud of myself when I'd get out of those knots that he tied me in. Tied the ropes. Like most of the time it was just around our feet, but every once in a while he'd be like, okay, I'm going to tie it around your wrists, and you got to untie it from around your wrists. So anyway, or he'd do it like behind our backs, and we'd have to kind of do it behind our backs too. Anyway, I really liked it. I thought it was cool. And so this lettuce thing, I was like, I'm going to get this knot undone. And it wasn't a knot at all. It was a blob of plastic.
Were you so mad when you found out?
I was, because I'd spent like 3 minutes on this thing.
Yeah. Yeah. To find out it's just a doodad of the plastic.
Yeah.
Stupid doodad.
Oh.
That's awesome. So you want to talk to us about job team building exercises. You have an incident of something at work. Tell us about it.
Okay. And mostly I just wanted a discussion on it, because team building exercises for your job, I think they're dumb. I think a job is for working. It isn't for making buddies. It isn't for like hoorahs and pats on the back. Go there, work hard, be done, go home. You know, that's what a job is to me in my brain. And I'm not saying I don't mind when those things happen. Like if I make a friend, or if like I'm like, ooh, I feel loyal to this company, so I will shop here, or I will bring my business here, or whatever. You know, I don't mind when those things happen in my life, you know, organically, but I don't want to be forced to buddy up with people. Or if you're there and you want me to do a job, let me do the job and then let me leave.
Yeah.
So we are doing this thing at my job that's called daily huddles. And it's where you get together and you discuss how you're doing and what the pros and cons are, and like what your battery life is and how things are going. And if you need equipment or other things, like it's just, oh my gosh. It's so obnoxious. Daily. And I just can't handle it, Kindy. I cannot handle it.
Yeah.
It is so ridiculous to me in my brain. Because for one thing, if your battery life is crappy and you hate your job, find another job.
Yes.
And then secondly, if you need equipment, you shouldn't wait around for a daily huddle situation. You should just let your supervisor know, or let, the person that orders the supplies know, or whatever it is. That should be on you to just automatically do. You don't need a setting and a happy place to go to do this thing. It is a waste of time. It is stupid. Okay, sorry, I've gone on and on.
No, you're good.
How do you feel about those things?
I think it depends on what job you have, because I work at an accounting tax firm and I love our team building exercises. So the one when I first started, but they're cool. So we actually get to vote on what we get to do. So ideas are thrown out. Everybody throws out an idea. So we all get to contribute of what we want to do. And these are actual activities. So pottery making, or I'm like drawing blanks on ideas, but it's actual activities. And then we vote, and then we vote on when we can do it. And so that's our team building exercises. So they're awesome. We're actually going to do one, and we're going go-karting, and I'm so excited. It is going to be awesome.
Okay, so that's to build like community and camaraderie within your office.
Yeah, we don't do what you do. That's dumb.
Okay.
I agree. I hate those kind of meetings where it's like, this is not productive at all, and we can't tell you that because you think this is so great.
Exactly. The big bosses
and I don't have
think
this
that
relationship with you to tell you that.
Yep. And well, and I'm sure that there's the people out there that do need this sort of thing. But can it be like monthly or weekly or bi-weekly, like every day?
Right. Yeah, that's a little excessive. So when are you gonna quit so you don't have to deal with it anymore?
I don't go.
Oh yeah, that's true.
I don't go to the huddles. I just
pass.
text my boss my answers. So she gave me the questions. She's like, here's the questions. And so I just text her my answers every day, and
that's awesome.
Work. Because that's what I'm there for. I am there to work.
Yeah. You're like, I'm not here to make friends. Especially since you work at night. Like, that's...
Yeah, I don't... I wouldn't mind making friends. Like, really. And I have made a couple friends at my job.
Yeah.
And they're great. The people there are great. My boss is awesome. I love her.
Yeah.
But, man...
The people in charge are not so great.
Well, they just... There's areas within the business
where you
that
work.
Actually, where I work, that actually probably need this. And then there's areas that, I don't know, that may or may not. So I'm sure it's good out there. Maybe I just needed to get it off my chest, because now I'm not so angry about it.
Yeah. Well, that's good.
But some stuff I think is pointless. But
venting with moms,
venting with moms. There you go. That's what that section's called. And now for venting with moms.
Please vent with us on our Facebook page, or send us an email if you want it to be more private.
And we can vent on whatever you want us to.
Yeah, we can commiserate, because I'm sure we've all experienced it.
Oh, so true.
Life.
Okay, we're going to go a little bit out of the norm. And right here, where we normally give you a movie quote, I'm just going to tell you that next week we are going to finish listening to the rest of Kindy's interview as our main segment, instead of a movie or show review. So you'll have that to look forward to, and we'll hope you'll join us, because it's gonna be awesome. Okay.
Super
now we are Okay,
We're gonna talk about Daredevil.
now we're gonna do the last season of Daredevil. Season
Oh my gosh.
3.
So much crap happened. So much crap. I mean, it's like one punch and just punch and punch and punch of stuff.
It was. So we are going to summarize it. And this was something, this was the other thing, Kindy, that some of our listeners have asked us to do. And
To
I thought it
summarize
was
better.
to, summarize more concisely and then get into the flavor.
Okay.
The flavor.
I can understand that. Okay.
So we'll give a summary. Then we'll get into what we liked about it and what we didn't like. And then our top 3 this week is going to be our top 3 favorite characters from the whole series. So
we're going to guess each other's characters.
Oh. Ooh. Okay.
Wow.
And then we will rank season 3 0 to 5 of 5 stars and what we would give it, and then we'll tell you what the mom approval rating is. All right, so go for it with the summary.
Matt Murdock is in a really dark place. He hates how everything has turned out. Prior to that, season 2, he's told Karen that he's Daredevil, and then he is not talking to Foggy or Karen at all. He wants to make them think that he is dead, and it tells you so much. All right, and then it goes on. Fisk gives out information to an FBI agent who is at the end of his rope. He's like, he is in debt. He can't get promoted because he's at risk. And so he shows up and Fisk starts talking to him. Because FBI agents have been showing up to talk to Fisk and he gives them nothing. So finally, it's this guy. He starts talking. So he's giving the FBI information of other criminal activities to arrest them. And so they allow Fisk. Well, they kind of take him out of jail because he's at risk. But you find out later he actually was the one that staged it so he would get out of jail. They put him in a penthouse that the FBI, quote unquote, seized from some other person. And then later you find out that Fisk bought the hotel. And then during this whole time, Karen's in danger, Foggy's in danger. They're shocked and pissed that Fisk is out. They're trying to figure out ways to get him back in. They're at their rope's end, like just doom and gloom through most of the season. And then the end of the season, it wraps up nicely in a little bow.
It does. And we get to meet a FBI agent that they hint at him being Bullseye, Dex. And we get to reunite with Vanessa, Wilson Fisk's love interest, and it's all marriage happens, lots of death and destruction, and Matt comes out of his doldrums and wants to get Fisk back in prison and gets his fighting spirit back. So it's exciting.
Yeah, with the intent of killing Fisk still. He changes his mind when he is about to.
Yes. Yes.
He even uses Dex to get to Fisk.
Yep. But then stops Dex from killing Fisk and then doesn't kill Fisk himself. So
yeah.
It's all very exciting.
Yes, very exciting, and I can't wait to talk about it because holy crap, there's so much crap that's happening.
Yeah.
So much. So much.
So Kindy, what did you like about it? And we can go over little bits and pieces that way, and we can also include our don't likes about it throughout. So we'll do our likes and don't likes right now.
Okay, I like that idea because I kind of wrote them all as I was watching the episodes. So episode 1, I hated it. I did not like it. I was so mad at him for Murdock.
Okay.
Because he just told Karen, and then he's like, no, just pretend I'm dead. Because, I mean, obviously something's going on. Because you see at the beginning of the episode, you see him and Elektra kissing while a building is crumbling down around them. And, but then you find out in episode 3 that he thinks he killed Electra and Stick and his dad. So he's like just feeling so sad for himself. He's like, I'm the cause of everyone's death. And
Yeah, and he's worried that he's put his friends at risk that now know he's Daredevil.
yeah, but it's like, but you told Karen, so you could have not told Karen. And
yeah,
but
and
he
then there's
decided
that
to,
one nun that
it
sticks it to him. She's like, dude, get over it.
yeah, which I loved her. But it was okay. So in hero movies, they have this like moment where um everyone they love is in danger because of what they do, but then they realize at the end of the movie that they need other people to help them to accomplish what they're trying to do.
Right.
But with a whole 13 hours of this, you get that woe is me so much longer, and like Murdoch's just anger towards God so much longer. And I hated the fact that he's like, he won't freaking recover. He won't recover. And he does, like episode 1 and 2, he does try to get other people to kill him because he's just done. Like he's so fed up. He's like, I can't do anything right. I just I need somebody to kill me because it's a sin if I kill myself. So, right? Isn't
Right.
Catholics like
Yeah.
that's one of their so
So you hated the first couple episodes because Matt's
I
just
did.
being a.
Yeah. He's just
You're right. He is. He's just a
he's not
doom and
getting
gloom.
yeah, doom and it was like doom and gloom the whole time. It was so, and then like lots of shocking. So it does get better, but man, the first like I don't know. Yeah, anyway, you'll
But
find
then
out.
you
But
meet Special Agent Nadim, and he is just this guy that's his sister-in-law had cancer. They lost their insurance, so him and his wife undertook all the cost of her cancer treatments, and she's now
yeah.
cancer-free. But they don't have
Yay.
any money, and he
And they're
can't
in
get a
deep debt.
job because their credit's bad because they spent
Well, he
their
can't
money trying to save her life, and
yeah, he
it's
can't get
just
promoted.
yeah, he can't catch a break, this guy.
Yeah,
And
at all.
so, yeah, he goes in and see Fisk, and Fisk gives him this information, like we said earlier. And
It totally changes.
it does.
Yeah.
And the FBI sees for Nadim, they're like, wow, good job. And he's like, so now I get the promotion, right? And they're like, no, but keep up the good work. And he
Yeah.
pursues it, and he does end up getting this promotion that he needs. And that's
Yeah.
great for him. But I liked his character. What did you think
Yeah,
of his
me too.
character?
I did. I liked his character. They did a really good job with him.
Because he's just trying to be a good guy.
Yeah. Oh yeah. And you see like the struggle that he goes through towards the end, and I think just the shock of it all, of like, oh my gosh, what am I in? And he's just kind of like in this daydream state of, how did I let it get this far and how do I fix it?
Yes. So what Kindy's referencing is that Wilson Fisk used
Is
Nadim
controlling
that whole time.
Yeah.
He used him
Oh yeah.
the whole time. And he's the
He
one that got
targeted
his
him
his
before.
sister-in-law's
Yeah.
insurance and got her so
Canceled.
got it canceled so that he would need the money. And then he was all manipulated by Fisk, and it ruined his life. And then he gets him by his boss, who is already owned by Wilson Fisk, because he killed off. She's like, did you know I didn't have just one kid?
Yeah.
Where you find out that Wilson Fisk had killed her other daughter.
Yep.
Because she only ever talks about her one daughter. And so
Yeah.
Wilson Fisk has had her for a long time in his back pocket.
Oh yeah.
At one point, he realizes that Fisk is manipulating the FBI, and he takes it to his boss, and he brings this other guy in that's, the guy that deals with this stuff. And she takes Nadim's gun and shoots the other guy, and they have it recording, and she's like, Nadim, Agent Nadim, stop. And then she stops the recording so that now they have the gun and the recording, and they put it in a little bag. And Fisk's henchman comes out from around the corner and says, "Now you're owned by Fisk, unless you want this to get out that you just shot that guy."
Yeah,
Oh,
which is crazy because then you think, well, how would you get from this point? Like, how would you have gotten that? If he shot him, how did she get away and not get shot? And like,
they
how did this
tackled, and
recording get
she's got amazing skills. I don't know.
a huge thing that happens that we should have put in the summary is that Daredevil is starting to kill people because Fisk has the suit copied.
Yeah, so it isn't Matt that's killing people, but this
Yeah.
FBI agent Dex Poindexter is being manipulated by Fisk, and he is now dressing up as Daredevil and killing people, and everybody doesn't trust in Daredevil anymore.
Yeah.
And Dex is he's psychotic.
Yes.
So that's scary. Because, like, at first, you're like, when you first meet his character, you're like, wow, this guy who's a really good agent. And then they do the thing after they've gone through trauma where they meet up with the psychologist to see if they're still safe to be on duty, kind of thing.
Yeah.
And he's meeting with them, and he's telling the psychologist all about how, yeah, I have this girl in my life and she's great, and he's like, "Oh,
She's
are
there
you
for
gonna
me.
are you gonna see her after?" He's like, "Yeah, it's pizza night. She likes broccoli on her pizza." And he's like, "Oh, okay. Well, you keep going to seeing her, and she'll keep you going." And
Yeah.
then cut to the next scene, and he is sitting in his car with binoculars watching this girl, Julie, eat pizza at a pizza place by herself. And he has his own slice of pizza sitting in his car, and he's
Yeah.
watching her through the binoculars and chewing his pizza and smiling and laughing with her through his binoculars. And it's so creepy.
It is so creepy. But you know what is crazy? They hint at that same thing that's what Fisk did for with Vanessa.
Yep, they do.
But he just did it better. Because and that's one thing that we never really talked about because it's so insignificant. But the first season of Daredevil, you see him, he has this morning routine. He does the same thing every day. Everything's clean, everything's neat, everything's tidy. He makes an egg omelet with chives. And then him and Vanessa get together and he makes egg omelet with chives. And then you find out that it is her favorite because he is a stalker.
Yep.
So yeah. So him and Dex are similar. He just is better at hiding it than Dex is.
Or he's more more powerful, so it's okay. Or he found the woman that would be okay with it. Which, oh my gosh.
Yeah, she gets crazy.
Did that throw you off when Vanessa just was like, "I'm okay with this"? Like, where she settled in the chair. She's like, "I want in on your life." And he brings her down to his secret room. He pulls the chair out for her and she settles in it like it's a throne.
Yeah.
And then commands other bad guys to kill off somebody.
Nadim.
To kill Nadim. Yeah. That he's in the way, so let's take care of it. And you're just like, oh, Vanessa's bad. Oh.
There were certain things where I saw coming, like,
oh, see, I was oblivious to it. I thought that she was just happily like, she's like, I know what's going on, but I'm gonna ignore it and pretend it isn't there. That's what my mindset was of her. That she knew it was happening, but she's like, I don't care how it happens as long as I'm happy with Fisk, with Wilson, and I'm okay as long as I don't ever know.
Yeah, because something's wrong because she's just off, and it's like, okay, is he gonna go crazy and kill her because nothing's the same, or is she just gonna go her separate way, or is she just gonna put up with it? But yeah, I wasn't surprised because she was talking to Dex about the picture and she saw the blood. So she's like, obviously knows, something's like she knows what he does.
Yeah.
She knew the whole time
Yeah, but
in the first
she
season.
knows. I'm just like,
Yeah.
is she one of
Did
those
she want to
people that
stay
like
oblivious?
I'll pretend that isn't going on because I
Oh,
love
yeah.
Wilson, you know. And
Yeah.
so that's where she was in my mind to me. But
Mm.
and then when she did that, I was like, oh my gosh. I can't believe it. Oh.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
sorry. I
No.
kind of jumped ahead, like way
No,
ahead.
you're
That's
good.
at the
You're
end.
good. No, because I was just gonna say like the whole thing that like the FBI, like you could start to tell the FBI leaders were in on it and like which ones were like I could start to tell that Nadim's boss was in on it, and then I can't remember. There were some other things where I was like, yeah, I'm not surprised because. And then what was one thing? I thought Karen was gonna snap. I'm like, this chick's getting worse and worse.
Oh yeah, you got your Karen backstory finally. What'd you think
Finally,
of that?
yeah. I know that there's a backstory, but I didn't realize they'd go that dark with it.
So Karen
But
was in a bad place, and her brother, who she references in earlier seasons that she had a brother, so her brother
yeah,
died. Her brother tries to get her out of the bad situation, tries to, get out of this town where you're kind of trapped because her mom left and Karen had to take over taking care of her dad, who isn't fiscally responsible, and
yeah,
watching out for her brother, who does whatever he's told. So she felt like she took over her mom's job and she felt hopeless and sad and had to trapped, and she had to defer her college enrollment. And her brother's like, I wrote in and you're going. And she was
yeah,
like, I can't leave you guys.
yeah.
And then he really tries to get her out by messing with dangerous people and ends up getting
Which I don't
killed
understand how
because of it.
that was a good idea.
Oh,
Yeah.
no.
I'm gonna burn your boyfriend's house down and then that'll make you leave. Like, okay, you thought that through.
Yeah, it didn't make sense. But anyway,
No.
so he ends up getting really beat up by the boyfriend. Karen stops him,
By shooting him.
picks up a gun and shoots him.
Yeah.
Not dead. He's still
yeah.
he's still moving around.
She hits his
she
arm
gets
or his leg, I think.
his upper
I think
arm.
his leg.
No, it
Yeah.
was his shoulder.
Oh, upper arm.
It
Oh,
was his
okay.
shoulder. And then gets her brother in the car, but then she's arguing at him and driving drunk and crashes and her brother dies.
She's drunk and high
drunk and high and not watching the road because she's trying to tell her brother what he did was stupid, and then they crash and her brother dies, and it's sad.
Her dad blames her for it
and never wants her to come home because she at one point she's really upset and calls home and is like, can I come home, Dad? And he's like, no.
Yeah, I was like, holy crap, that's brutal.
So yeah, that's the Karen episode that you get. And then Foggy, he's trying to do all he can do to get Fisk back in prison, so he decides he's going to run for the DA, and with the help of his awesome girlfriend, and I think she's great.
I like their relationship,
Yeah,
and I
it's
love
so cute.
it is, and I love that Murdoch was like, lay low, run away if you can because things are about to get crappy. I'm going after Fisk, and he's like, no, he's like, I'm fighting.
I'm going to go after Fisk as well and get him back in prison.
I didn't like how they filmed Fisk going through Dex's paperwork of him being monitored and getting all the
kind of
information,
flashback kind of thingy.
Yeah, I didn't mind the kid part so much, but it was with the pizza. I thought they'd overdid it at that part. I thought that was really annoying. It's like, okay, because I'm slow. And so at first I was like, you didn't know that. How would you know that? I didn't even think, oh, probably because he had him tailed, because he was trying to find somebody to have everybody focus on instead of him. And so Dex was his fall guy.
His scapegoat.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that was just a big old mess.
I really liked how Foggy was insightful in his conversation with staying with Matt, because I think Karen was like, I'm done, I'm out, I hate this. how this is going, because he's just like keeps pushing and he's such a jerk, and you start to hate Matt for it. But Foggy was like, no, everybody in his life has left him, so I'm gonna stay his friend, I'm gonna stay his support. Yeah, what he's doing is crappy, and how he's doing it is bad, but he needs friends, he needs us. So I thought that was cool.
It was cool.
And then I did like how the nun, I wrote her quote down. She said, once someone in need tries to push you away, you have to find the strength to hold on tighter.
Yeah, that is a good quote.
I thought that was nice, because
and I don't know why we're like being all the nun. So come to find out, the nun is Matt's mother, because she wasn't going to be a nun. She was like, I'm going to be a mom, but then she had postpartum depression. And they didn't know what that was or how to treat it. She felt like she had sinned and gone against what God wanted her to do. And so she gave the baby back to Matt's dad and said, you keep him and take care of him, and I'll just go back to being a nun, what I should have stayed doing all along. And so come to find out, this is his mom that's been giving him the tough love words of wisdom and helping him this whole time, stitching him back up and
holy crap. I think that's when the shockers start to happen. It's like one after another.
Yep.
Where it's
like whoa, what? Okay, oh my gosh. And then Dex stops by the church and to hunt down Karen, because Karen's in hiding at the church. They figure it out. And Fisk sends Dex in to kill her because she's doing all she can to get Fisk back in prison, and he doesn't want that. So he's like, go get Karen.
Well, it's not that, actually, because she goes to visit him hoping to get his reaction.
I forgot.
So that the FBI will come in and take him. So his penthouse is being monitored. So there's cameras everywhere except when the lawyers come in, but there's no sound. And so she tells him that she's the one that killed Wesley.
And Wesley was like his best friend, as much as Wilson Fisk could have a best friend.
Yeah, and so he gets really upset and stands up about to attack her, but then the FBI comes in and they arrest Karen. They uncuff her once they get her out of the room, because Foggy shows up saying that she's going to try to kill Fisk, and so they think that she's a threat until they realize that she's not. So yeah, so then Fisk is like, kill her. She's dead.
Yep, because she shot Wesley. So yeah, Dex goes to the church where Karen's hiding out, because as soon as she got out of there, she's like, I gotta leave. He is gonna hunt me down and kill me. She went into hiding at the church. She finds out that Matt's mom is that nun. Dex comes in to kill her and ends up, the priest stands in front of the baton.
Dex is the baton. Dex is really good at throwing things with very good accuracy.
Yes.
He doesn't need bullets. He can just throw anything.
His future villain name, Bullseye.
Yeah, at the end of episode 13, I was like, I'm going to have to ask Emmeline what he is, because they give you a hint at the end. Because in the fight at the last episode,
Wilson Fisk picks him up and
breaks his back.
They're performing surgery on his spine, and then it kind of goes around and like zooms into his face and right into his eye, and his eyes open up, and in his eye is a bullseye, which is like, dun, 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 see who he is.
So basically everybody's going crazy. Murdoch is having conversations with Fisk, and then he's having conversations with his dad, and then Fisk again. And
well, it isn't that he's having conversations with them. It's the way that they chose in the movie to show
an internal dialogue,
like what they're thinking. And so like that's how Wilson, with his flashbacks into Dex's life, it was showing you he was reading through all this stuff and listening to all these tapes. And so that's how they show us as an audience what's going on. Instead of showing us words written across the screen,
pizza part. Yeah. Well, and they could have done it even more different than that. It just felt very theatric. I didn't think it meshed well. overall, holy crap. I thought it started off awful. I hated the way it started, but episode 13 makes it bearable.
Oh, see, episode 11's my
Oh,
favorite.
man. Is it?
Nope. I mean, episode 13's
11.
great too, but 11, 12, and 13, they're just all like, bam, bam, bam. I love them. So 11 is the one where, Nadeem has tried his best. He's trapped in this situation, but he's like, you know what? I'm going to get my family out and we are going to get out of this situation. I am not going to be the bad guy anymore. So what he does is he turns on Fisk and then he immediately rushes home and he's like, we got to get out of here. Pack your things.
Yeah.
And his family's like, what did you do? And then all of a sudden all these gunmen show up and he's like, go lay down in the tub, and he's shooting and he's running out of bullets, and then Matt shows up and kicks butt and everything, and then at the end, after they've conquered everybody, he's like, how do I know you're not coming after me? And Matt's like, well, I'll show you. And he pulls off his mask and says, now you know you can trust me, like, because I trust you.
Because I'm trusting you, yeah.
Matt and Foggy get Nadeem and his family into a safe place, and it ends all nice and happy. That's why it's my favorite episode.
Yeah.
Oh, it's so good.
Wait, but isn't that the one where he dies?
Nope, that's the next episode.
Oh, okay.
That's where Vanessa is like, that's when she sits in the chair and is like, let's take care of him.
Include me in your life.
Yeah, include me in your life. And
because I'm crazy too.
Yeah, Nadeem he goes and testifies at court, and in that closed court room thing that they do.
Yeah. Yep, and it gets dismissed because
it gets dismissed because Fisk got to one of the jurors and the jurors got up and started listing off everybody's addresses. So they're like, okay, we can't do this. And so Nadeem does a dying declaration, and then Dex is sent to kill him. And that's it. So that's how episode 12 ends. But I like that episode too because you kind of see Vanessa's true colors. You see Dex kind of questioning things, starting to question things. You see Fisk taking over, and you see Matt snapping again, like, this isn't like I have to do something. And then the final episode, it's so good. Everything comes together good.
Yeah.
Watch episode 13, everybody.
Yeah.
We've summarized it to pieces.
Yeah. Okay, what did you not like about it?
Oh,
I don't know if you ever hit that.
I didn't. I don't like Matt being all, woe is me, and...
right? Yeah. I have to do this all on my own, and I have to keep going. I can't recover. Oh, that part bothered the crap out of me.
Yeah. And I don't like how easily Fisk is able to do all the bad stuff he does. And, like, he gets out of it in the end. He isn't under house arrest anymore, and, you're just like, what is going on?
Yeah.
I mean, at the very end, he gets arrested again, so that's good.
Yeah.
But, man, you're just like, gradually he just gets out of it, and, man.
Yeah.
But mostly, this is my favorite season, so I don't like Mopey Matt, and I don't like his mom is good a lot of times, but I think sometimes she needed a little bit more compassion, so I don't necessarily agree with her mothering technique, but I mean, that's who she was, so
yeah.
But part of that bugs me a little bit, so I'm like, ugh.
Yeah.
He needs a little bit of love.
Yeah.
So I didn't like that. But what about you? What are your didn't likes?
Well, I kind of touched on it, just how the season started and the stuff in the middle, and so.
Okay. Well.
All right. So I want to guess what your top 3 favorite characters of this series are.
Okay.
So 1, I want to say Murdoch, because he's Daredevil. He does a very good job.
He does.
And then Fisk, because he does a really good job at being a bad guy. And then Nadim.
Yeah. Kindy, you got them all.
Did I
And you got
really?
them in the right order. That's it. Those are my favorite characters. But Nadim is very closely tied with Foggy. Like it's really neck and neck. So sometimes I like
Alright.
Foggy more and some. But
Yeah.
Nadim, he was he was potent and powerful and a good character. So
Yeah, he was.
okay.
He helped it move along.
Now I get to guess yours, and I don't even know. So all right. Number 1, Frank Castle. Number 2, Foggy. Number 3, Matt Murdock.
That's pretty good.
Oh.
Flip Foggy and Castle and don't have anybody for 3. Actually, it would be Matt Murdock because he did a really good job. I did like him. So yeah, I did Foggy first because I think just because of the impact of episode or of season 3 of just how supportive of like how not a fair weathered friend he is and how I feel like I need to do better in that. And then Castle was second, and then Matt Murdock is third. So good job. Yeah.
Well, you were spot on. Although like 3 is really Nadim and Foggy. Like they're tied.
Yeah.
And I'm like, that kind of breaks the rules though. So
yeah. Okay. So how many stars?
How many stars? So season 3 gets 4 stars for me. I love it. I think it's great. But again, it's got that violence in there that it's hard for me to just watch again and again and again. So
yeah,
it gets a 4. It's really great though. So watch it through once if you're okay with watching shows with violence in it.
Yeah. Like brutal violence.
Yes.
Mine's a 2.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. Yeah.
You watched it because you love me.
Yep. Exactly.
Oh, man.
And even after that, I started Defenders. And I'm like, what am I doing? Why am I putting myself through this? But I don't know. So Mom approved. Pre-approval definitely needed.
Yep, that's what I think. Sure. I think it's just pre-approvals needed. That's our mom rating.
Yeah. I probably wouldn't let baby Emmeline watch it until she's 20.
Or ever.
Yeah.
Lorenzo was listening to the podcast and he's like, so you made me really want to watch Daredevil. And I was like,
oh no.
Well, too bad.
Yeah, you have to wait.
You have to wait.
Yeah, I think for Anders, probably, I don't know. I want to keep his innocence too, but in reality, that won't happen as well as Emmeline.
I did see on social media, I think on Facebook, there was this picture that popped up, and it was this years later photo taken of the Mighty Ducks. Do you remember the show The Mighty Ducks?
I do, yeah.
Okay. And it showed like all these grown men standing around, and Connie's there, the girl that played Connie, grown woman, and Emilio Estevez, and all these other men standing around wearing, Ducks jerseys and everything on an ice skating rink. I'll share the picture on our Facebook page. And
I think I know where you're going with this.
Okay, so I was looking at this picture and I was like, holy crap, that's Foggy.
Yeah.
Foggy
Nelson.
And so I was like, what the heck? That didn't show up in his IMDb. The guy that plays Foggy Nelson, his name is Eldon Henson. So Eldon Henson was not listed as Eldon Henson when he did Mighty Ducks.
Huh.
He played the character Fulton Reed. He's the kid that could slapstick the puck really hard. Do you remember?
Vaguely.
He was the big guy with long brown hair.
Oh my gosh.
So when he was in Mighty Ducks, he was Eldon Ratliff, and that's why it didn't show up when I looked up Eldon Henson with Daredevil.
Oh my gosh.
He played the character in Mighty Ducks, and holy crap, I was like, I saw this picture picture of all these Mighty Ducks. And I was like, that's Foggy. Wait. And then I like thought about it and I gave him brown hair and I was like, that's Fulton Reed from Mighty Ducks. And I didn't make the connection. So all of you out there that made that connection, good on ya. I didn't. And if you didn't, here's your little treat of now you know.
All right. Well, help us grow by telling others about us. Share all the good stuff that we talked about here today. And the more that you share, the more we can get out there, and hopefully others will like what we talk about, which is just random things that's fun for us. And whatever feedback you can give us, we'll do that as well. You can interact with us on our website or our Facebook page, or even email us. The information is in our show notes there. We'd love to hear what you have to say. We'd like to thank Red Productions for the music and Jonica for our logo and all the work and effort she put into it, and to our listeners who have listened this far. We appreciate ya.
We sure do. You said yum yums again.
I did. Oh my god. Never mind. Just forget about it. Jim Jams. Dang it. And I thought I had gotten it.
Oh, that's
Whatever.
awesome.